Fingers are now working, Ranking Member Biggs, and it is my pleasure to yield to you your 5 minutes for your questioning of the director. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Director Carvajal, again, thanks for being here today. A federal court issued an injunction to block implementation of President Biden's vaccine mandate for federal employees. Were any BOP employees fired for not receiving the vaccine prior to the injunction being issued?
Congressman, I don't have the exact numbers off my head, but we can certainly follow up and get that information back to you.
So Director, are you saying that yes, you believe some were fired, but you don't have the exact number?
I do believe some were, Congressman, but I do not have that information in front of me, and I can certainly get it back to you.
Thank you. And do you know if those employees will be rehired?
Congressman, again, I'll consult with my human resource directors. There's processes, so we're observing the processes, and they do have due process, so we can get back to you with that exact information.
Thank you very much. Other federal agencies are creating databases to track employees who request religious exemptions to President Biden's vaccine mandate for federal employees. Has the BOP created a database to track religious exemption requests?
Again, Congressman, with the mandate, we were exploring and reviewing and approving as necessary religious and medical exemptions. We have ceased that process because of the preliminary injunction, and we're following the guidance given to us.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to make sure I understand this. So you were constructing a database and you're not now? Is that what I understood? That's what I understood. So.
Yes, Congressman. We track it. We have a process to keep track of the information. So yes, there is a database along with everything else we do. It's tracked for accountability purposes so that we know what status is and things of that nature. We've since ceased enforcement of that.
Okay. I appreciate Ms. Bass's line of questioning because I have a lot of the similar type questions. So in my opening statement, I mentioned a couple of examples of individuals released from BOP custody because of COVID-19 and they committed serious crimes afterwards. Is BOP tracking recidivism rates to see if individuals who have been released because of COVID-19 have committed crimes after their release?
Congressman, the recidivism data that we use, our recidivism rate for the Bureau of Prisons is 43%. The states actually own the recidivism data. We work with them. I don't know that enough time has elapsed since the passage of the CARES Act, but I would have to ask specific questions about that. But again, there is a difference between someone we release and tracking them and someone who's still in our custody and home confinement.
So I understand that the court makes the final determination on a compassionate release petition. And are you tracking those who had been released on compassionate release at all for recidivism rates?
Congressman, I don't want to misspeak. Again, when we release someone from our custody, we do not, the Bureau of Prisons does not track them. They're released from our custody. They're returning citizens. The state, again, owns the recidivism data. We work with them and other entities to get that, but I can have my staff get back with you. I'm not, obviously don't know the exact procedures, but we can get that information for you.
So, okay, I appreciate that. And I wish you would, and reach out to my staff. But in particular, for instance, I want to make sure I understand this. So in Arizona, if someone is given a compassionate release, you guys don't track it, but the Arizona law enforcement, Department of Corrections, maybe the Department of Public Safety, somebody's tracking it and gives you data. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Congressman. It's a collaboration of us working with the state and other law enforcement entities. There's a lot of moving parts there. Again, way above my head, but yes, that data is obviously being tracked.
And I guess I've been asking about compassionate release, and I assume the First Step Act, same thing on the recidivism issue.
Yes, obviously there's interest in our First Step Act data, and we're working with NIJ and outside consultants to review data, things like that. We're working on a platform. I know one of the criticisms early on is that we didn't have that data. Again, there's a lot of moving parts. It isn't because we don't want to track it. There's a lot of entities here. We have to collaborate with other local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies to appropriately do that.
Well, Director, I hope that we can get that information sooner rather than later. And whatever we can do to help facilitate that, please let me know. And I'll have my office reach out to you. And if you'd have yours reach out to mine, I think this information is critical because I think everybody wants to understand that. Thanks again for being here. Madam Chair, my time has expired. I yield back.